I feel very good about him. And the question was asked up there, and I've gone through this for a long time, is the rankings. Who's to say that the guy who's ranked this team fifth knows better than the team that's ranked for one? And I always tell everybody, if you're in the top rankings, I don't care about rankings, but if you're deemed that you're in the top rankings, 2 years from now we'll find out what the rankings are. This class, we'll know how good this class is 2 years from now. McCray, I had a chance myself to watch him in the state championship game, and what a warrior. I mean, it was funny because I'm sitting in the stands and you try to watch the game, and I think the first 8 times his name was mentioned on the tackles, and he had a bad shoulder, and he kept playing, he kept rolling it out, making sure it was okay, he'd go back in and play. That's a Michigan football player. And Ben Gideon, I think a lot of people are going to be real happy when they see this guy. And I heard from the people down in that All-Star game he was in last night or 2 nights ago, again, he really played well. So, I mean, they're going to fit right in with the group that we have already. I mean, you saw how our young linebackers played this year, and that's what you want to keep doing, keep bringing the next group in and the next group in, and now you have Michigan football players.
How big of an advantage is it for all these DBs? You got a couple of them that are really long, really tall. What kind of an advantage is that for a DB in this day and age? This kind of football.
It's imperative because, again, if you're going to play a lot more zone and you're going to play man and zone, the wide receivers are so tall nowadays that you have to have corners that can match up with them. And you can be the best corner in the world if a guy has a foot difference on you. It's just like a basketball court. You couldn't ask our guys to go out there and cover centers. Well, it's the same thing in football. And so you've got to have that kind of range to be able to cover them, and that'll always end up being that way.
I guess countering that, what do you see in Jordan Lewis? Because he's not the biggest guy, but he's always been a playmaker, especially throughout his career.
And I mentioned you were standing here. I said, now, don't get me wrong. You don't take a guy just because he's 6 foot, because there are some 5'10" guys that jump out of the gym. And Jordan Lewis, I can't wait until he gets here. I mean, we've seen him at camps. We've seen him in everything he's done. And he plays like he's 6-something. And that's what you want.
Coach Borges is talking about versatility on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're building depth, but you're building it in a versatile way. Like, you're not getting guys who can do the same things. What is that like as a coordinator, and how vital is that, as you build your defense, to have guys who can do different things?
That's really, really important, because you want to be able to, with the way offenses are evolving now, where no huddle, so they take away substitution, passing a lot more than they ever did before, and not allow you to substitute. You've got to have guys on the field that can play the run, can cover a wide receiver at a linebacker position, and still rush the passer. So that takes away the 350-pound nose guard. That takes away the ISO linebacker that we all know that, he's good on the ISO, but if he has to walk out and cover somebody, you're dead. And so we have recruited versatility now, and we do have guys, I think, that you can say, we can play this base group in there and just play. Now, if we have the opportunity to substitute, we will, but we're not, like other times you went, oh my goodness, we can't match up. Well, you can't do anything about it. Well, I think now we're getting closer to being able to do that.
You already touched on it a little bit, but Henry Poggi, I had a chance to see him down in Orlando. I thought he was one of the best players on the field. In the game specifically, I only got a chance to see a little bit of practice, but what's the plan for him, and what you want to do? Because he's played defensive end, he tackled, he played tight end on offense, at Gilman.
Well, so he's a defensive player all the way. But the thing that people don't realize about Henry, first of all, is he's a tremendous competitor. He's a very, very tough kid, and he's as classy as they come. And he's going to be an end, and if he becomes that guy that can beat a guy like he did at the Under Armour, where you moved him over a guard, then you go perfect. Just move right down in here during passing situations, and we're going to turn you loose. I'm extremely excited about him, obviously, and he comes from a coaching family. His father is a great coach, and the guy's just a tough kid, and he's a Michigan kid, and he'll fit in great.
Taco's a guy who really, I mean, he's obviously already here, but he was a guy who really came on in his senior year. You know, he really got his body in shape. You know, he always had the speed off the edge, but physically he really got a little.
Yeah, he's really getting strong. And I mean, you're talking about a 6'6", that I don't know what his weight has become, but here's a great example. I know with our strength program, Frank Clark came here at 217 and now weighs 274.
And he doesn't look like he's 274 either, does he?
No, and that's our strength program, and Aaron Wellman, and I can't wait for Taco to be able to understand the defense, to understand how a Michigan player plays, and now just let those physical abilities go. And that's what you're looking for, and we're really excited about it.